Wonderful morning, you wonderful souls. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. I want to welcome you to our Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul, which are literally shortcuts for our souls. Help us reconnect to who we really are, not be entangled in the confusion of the personality that's been manufactured by our environment. Today I have with me a collective of beings that call themselves the Galactic Federation. The subject was to listen closely. And at first, when they presented this to me, I was under the impression that it was like to listen to a message they had to give us. And they said, no. They said, this is about learning to listen closely to who you really are. It is time you begin to put aside the misdirection and confusion of your personalities and begin to reconnect to the nature of who you truly are, to establish the quality and nature of a society that is based in love requires that there be no confusion. Love does not operate irrationally. It operates extremely reasonably. It is not founded on the uncertainties and insecurities that so many of you have been led to accept as being your reality. If you understood the very nature of who you are, you would be experiencing the most incredible world you could ever imagine. It is available for you in the here and the now, in the place where all light shines from. In the distraction of your thoughts, in the distractions of the environment, you become disconnected from the very source that would allow you to deliberately function in harmony with every facet of your world. Many of you still do not recognize what the essence or meaning of life is. Many of you still think that a tree or a rock is some sort of inanimate object. You do not understand that the very same source that issued it forth into creation to experience creation alongside of you is the same. So listen closely, please. For you are ascension consciousness. You came into a physical world and you have become fragmented between the external, the internal, the divine, and the universal consciousness, which are meant to function in unity together, not in a fragmented fashion. Your definition of life must change in order for you to experience the level of joy that is available for all. Prior to the manifestation of your form as it is now as a human being, there was a great, profound harmony among all living beings on this planet. And our definition of life is far more encompassing than what you may know. All that is life. All that is life. A manifestation of the same source that issues forth the light from the stars and the darkness between them. All comes from the source. How then may you return to the harmony that is yours and all? You have seen it displayed in what you deem to be the lesser life forms, which are far more effective in their duty to function in harmony with nature, such things as your insects and your birds and your fishes that function in a very highly skilled and well-developed harmony that you seem somewhat confused about. You seem to benefit from that harmony at the expense of not only your own experience of life, but at the expense of those others that came here to experience life in the form that they assume. And you want to receive assistance and guidance from other dimensions and realms of consciousness, but you seem like a horse with blinders on, unable to look one way or another and see only what is right in front of you. And yet many wave to the side of you, waving for your attention, saying, pay attention to this, and pay attention to that. And you choose to say, no, I'm hungry, I will just eat what I will eat. I will do what I wish without any concern, for it is just a rock. It is just a fish. It is just a bird. It is just a pig or a cow. You say, this is just an animal, you say. And yet, as you watch the beautiful, exquisite harmony of your true nature falling apart around you, you think there's something wrong with the world. There's nothing wrong with this beautiful world that you exist in. The error is in your misperception and misunderstanding of your definition of life. If you understood truly the nature of your existence as a sentient consciousness, you would be far less eager to do harm and more mindful of the way in which you would consume or interact with other forms around the planet. For we are not saying that you must ignore your hunger, or ignore when you're thirsty, or ignore your aspirations. We are saying to fulfill those things with reverence and mindfulness and respect and regard. These are all conditions of function that come and originate from a vibrational state of what you call love. Love is the universal glue. It is what holds everything in a beautiful dance, from the smallest of creatures upon this planet to the greatest of stars. All is held in gentle hands called love, the spirit which permeates all things, all spaces, all places, all times. And yes, we are making ourselves observable to you, and we are even interacting with certain select individuals and groups upon this planet, as are many others in the process of restoring the balance. If you get a sliver in your foot, as small as it may be, it will irritate and disturb you until you remove it, or you correct it, or you put on a pair of shoes so that it will not happen again. So too, we in the galactic community experience the confusion of humanity, much like a sliver. In our consciousness, we feel your suffering as if it is our own, as you feel the suffering of your toe when it has a sliver within it. It is not you suffering, but you perceive the suffering of that toe, and you will do what you can to alleviate that suffering in a practical and rational way. You have asked for information to be given to you, and it is being provided in very unrestricted and ungoverned amounts through many sources. You see in the skies, you see the confusion in the government, you see many things going askew right now. Do not mistake the confusion for anything other than the process of restoration that is being initiated upon this planet vibrationally. Much the same way as you can capture a bunch of fish with a net to consume, so too we have significantly greater knowledge in how we can alter and change vibrational frequency. And we can manifest that frequency and induce and alter changes in conditions of matter in a fashion that your science is just beginning to comprehend and understand. The process of deliberately manipulating and controlling groups of people and individuals for the sake of your own personal aggrandizement will not serve you, but rather you can understand that there is a level of manifestation capabilities resident in each and every human being that, when properly harnessed and utilized, would lift many restrictions off your ability to move to the stars, to even live in an economy of this planet that would make your current civilization extremely envious. Listen closely to that which is within you, not the distraction of your thoughts or the concerns of your senses. Listen closely to what is within you. even attuning your attention to the profound rhythm of your heartbeat will simply loan itself to establishing and restoring a rhythm in your mind that has been lost by your seductions to the world, to the pleasure of your senses. You may place gently upon your chest a hand over your heart and feel this rhythm, the rhythm of universal life that moves through every living molecule of all creation across all timelines, dimensions. And it is within you right now. You will not find it in the accumulation of your wealth, although the expression of wealth may be a manifestation of it, but it would be very different than the manifestations of what you call wealth today. The rhythm of that light that is in you right now, that you may align your consciousness to, the simple heartbeat within your body, the quiet love that directs that function, to get aligned to that, to listen to it, to allow it to quiet your mind, to allow it to settle the waters of emotion, disturbing and distracting you unnecessarily. It can be very easy, and to the degree and extent that you align yourself to this life, to this peace within you, to this limitless creating intelligence that we are a part of as equally as you are a part of, to align yourself and to listen, to hear, to move at the speed of that rhythm for even a day, for even a minute, for even a few seconds, can make the difference between suffering and peace. You have been deluded in thinking that if you control or manipulate your environment, that you will somehow maintain a level of safety. That has not worked very well for any of you. And your attempts to further use your assertions of power and control over others have only sought to create greater fear in yourself and affect others adversely. You now have to hide behind walls and armies in order to feel a small measure of safety. But we know that in the back of your minds, there is always that fear that you will reap the rewards of your own creating. And it does not matter how many armies you build or weapons you create or construct, you will not and cannot escape the effects of your own creating. And while you may harm others in the process of hiding behind your fear, you will bring this earth to a very different place than you think you are. The intentions and knowledge that you think is rather limited in its long-term outcomes, you seem to think that you can influence more than you can through the measures of control and power. But this again creates greater confusion and fear within yourself and those around you. And this will lead you to but one place. It will be a transformation and a change. But none of you can walk down the street in joy or in peace, can you? Those of you that have done these things that we speak of are doing great atrocities. You cannot walk fearlessly in this world. You cannot come to your brethren and say hi or shake their hand without your fears. And yet, if your actions were sprung forth from love itself, you would have no such fear. All actions that spring forth from love, not from need, not from fear, from love, there is no fear in such a one as this. There is no fear. in such a one as this? Can you listen closely to that rhythm in your chest? Can you recognize that that rhythm is within all others? That even the substance of what you call a stone carries the same rhythm within it, albeit somewhat slower in terms of your measures of time and space. And while many of you say you are ready to receive us, there are certain individuals that are in communion with us, and there are many others in the galactic community amongst you right now. But simple, fundamental understanding of the rhythm that you must connect to in order to be free of your suffering. For those who hide behind a wall are stuck behind it, and those outside the wall are stuck outside of it, and you are in separation. And separation always leads to suffering. It has never, ever led to unity. Place your hand upon your chest and feel the voice of love that flows through as the life you call your body. Listen closely to it. Follow its rhythms in your step. Let it govern your thoughts. For you know that you have no authority to change that rhythm. It is always there from the time you conceive of your consciousness into this dimension to the time that the physical form that you are experiencing it through ceases to function. That rhythm remains with you in body, and it remains you forever in spirit. But know that it is here now, not to be found and discovered at the expiration of that physical form that you currently hear these words through, but that it resides in you always. But you must learn to listen closely to it now, to feel its gentle movement within you. Move at its speed, but listen. Turn off your thinking. Turn away from your anxieties and just listen closely. It is through the heart that we connect to those that we connect to in this dimension. It is through the heart that passes the boundaries of time and space that we are connected to many species across many realms of consciousness, dimensions of time and space, and dimensions of existence that your science cannot even conceive of, nor can you in that identification state of the body, but you may certainly align your awareness to that when you begin to listen closely to that place of light that comes through all, to all, from all. To become one with it is to liberate yourself from your suffering. And there is so much wonder and delight to be experienced in the existence of creation, in your existence as a creating intelligence. But you cannot function separate from that very life that says, here, you have a life, walk this way. You've forgotten this. It's time to remember. Listen closely. If you move at its rhythm, at its gentle hand, guiding you one way or another, you will find the very thing that you have been seeking all along. And you will see it expressed in the world around you, for the words and actions of those of the heart are significantly more delightful to hear, to see, to know than those of the head, those that are behind the wall of the ego thinking they are safe in their control and in their power. You cannot be safe. No matter how thick the wall may be, you cannot be safe from that which is within you. Wow. Thank you, guys. I want to say thank you to my patrons. Last night we had an amazing patrons only live event. It's going to be posted up on my patron group wall. The meditation, the people who came up, thank you so much. Master Jesus was talking about vibration, healing our lives through the use of deliberate vibration, how vibration is something that we all have access to, that we can actually generate and create vibration. It was an amazing evening. So thank you, patrons, for showing up tonight, and thank you for supporting this channel the way you do. I really, really appreciate it. Tomorrow, July the 9th, the meditation is going to be on Return to Peace with the Divine Collective. And I'm told that the energy of Gandhi and a being named Alizar are going to be the dominant energies of this collective that's going to be coming through tomorrow. So it's going to be called Return to Peace, and that's tomorrow, July 9th at 10 a.m. on Supernatural Saturday, which is the meditation portion of our program. If you got any questions or you're curious about any of the elements you've heard in this transmission today, please leave your questions or comments in the section below this video. For those of you live, you can place your questions up there. We will get to some of those in a moment. Let's go over a couple of things about what we've got coming up next week and what we are beginning. Our Mediumship Masterclass beginner's level is starting tomorrow. If you want to register for this course, the registration will remain open till Sunday evening. And you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. And this Mediumship Beginner's Masterclass will literally allow you to begin to reconnect your non-physical senses, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, claircognizance. You'll learn to reconnect to those senses. When you were born, you were forced to focus on the outside world, your parents, the world around you. Your physical senses got really highly developed. So you can smell, touch, taste, hear, sense from a physical perspective, but at the expense that came of these other non-physical senses that you as a sentient being also possess. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, the ability to see, the ability to hear, the ability to know, the ability to feel without necessarily the physical senses being the medium of that understanding. And so if you want to know more about that or how to connect to your guides and angels, our Beginner's Masterclass will really help you facilitate that process being reopened and reactivated in yourself. So go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com /courses. The link will be in the description box below this live video afterwards. This is time. This is Ascension time. You have these senses. We were all born with them. You want to reactivate them because it's going to give you a whole other realm of information that becomes available to you. And they keep telling me that this is Ascension. This is the time to awaken, and it must be chosen. Master Jesus always says, many are called, but very few choose. So choose to awaken, arise, and ascend. Now, next week on Monday, July the 11th, I've got Hermes Trismegistus coming in, and he wants to talk about how to restore clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, and clairsentience. So I hope you'll join us on Monday, July the 11th with Hermes Restore Clairvoyance, Clairsentience, Claircognizance, and Clairaudience. And then Wednesday, July the 13th, 2022, I'm not sure who's coming in. They just said it's going to be on transforming your depression. And that's going to be next Wednesday. On Friday, July the 15th, Where is Love? And that's going to be with Master Jesus next Friday. So I hope you'll come and join us for that next week. There will be a posting on my YouTube channel as to those events that are happening. Let's see what we've got coming on question-wise. Good morning, everybody. As you know, this is just the way it works. I come on and they come through. It's just a process. I'm really glad you're so patient to go through this with me. Good morning, Mary Gold. Hi, Mary. Hi, Fire Diva. Hi, Kira. Hello, Elena. Other thing, I want to say, Elena, thank you so much for that suggestion. For those of you that watch these live events, if you think there's a section or a segment of any of these live events that you think should be worthy of taking out as a snippet to post on my TikTok channel, please leave a comment or question in the section below that and let us know what you think others might want to hear from that, what a piece, and we'll see about getting that. If anybody wants to help us with the process of editing and distribution, please reach out to us, because we could certainly use assistance here. We got volumes and volumes and volumes of recorded material, video material that is just, we got over 500 videos on just the YouTube channel alone. There's many hundreds of hours of communications that have happened outside or after these sessions that we could really use some support on. So if anybody's out there that's great with video editing or can help pull stuff out or help us with that, please reach out to me. You can do so through my email address, williammichaelforbes59@gmail.com. So any way you can assist us in promoting or disseminating this information, please reach out to me and let's get things rolling that way. Hi, Drusilla. A question from Vertical. The deepest sea creatures that never get to see the light of day, let alone the sun, where do they get the light from in order to vibrate through this life? That's a great question. You must understand that the light is not something that is physical. The light is a vibrational frequency that permeates all points of existence. The disadvantage that many of you face in believing you are a separate individual is that you do not understand your definition of light is based on what your physical eyes see, not on what actually is. Your senses only afford you the ability to perceive reality in a very limited spectrum. But these beautiful creatures, many of which have their own civilizations, live on the vibrational frequency of life. The life within is light. It is within every single fabric of molecule. Your science currently calls it a boson particle. They call it the God particle. But it is not. It is light. It is life itself, existing in every molecule within and around you. And so there is no absence of light anywhere. As light is life, there is a diminishment of what you call the physical light wave spectrum. And that physical light wave spectrum is not the same as the light of life within all things. They are very different. Your science is coming close to at least observing it, but they do not fully comprehend or understand that. They are beginning to consider these what you call quantum communications and consciousness and functions. These are just beginning to receive some consideration now. But fear not, life is in all spaces, places, and times. Your definition of life based on your existence as a physical body certainly restricts and limits you from knowing the truth of what we are saying. Many of you think you just need to see it, to hear it, to smell it, to touch it, to taste it, to define it as real, but you do not understand what real is yet. If you did, you'd be very happy as a species. Question from Manoj. I was diagnosed with a problem in my eyes last week. Does my angel team have any advice for me? Thank you. Okay. Yeah. I don't know who this is, but there's just saying, and this has come up several times. This is not the first time this has come up. This is 2 or 3 times we've received very similar concerns like this. What you do is you take your hands, the palm of the hand, the very palm of the hand of each hand, and place it directly over the eyeball. And allow your awareness, don't think, allow your awareness to feel the flow of energy from the hands into the eyes. The reason, and the Master Jesus told me, the reason that they put the stakes through the center of the hands of people and the feet is because that's where healing energy flows through. And it's through the feet that you're connected to the earth. So the process of crucifixion was not simply to make the person suffer, but it also disconnected them from the healing energy. That's why they held out like that. They cannot heal. The healing energy flows out through the palms It can be directed to flow through other parts of your body, but take the palms of your hands, one over the right eye, one over, it must be the very center of the palm, directly over the eyes, Manoj, and just allow your awareness to feel the flow of energy going into the eyes, and feel that flow of energy flowing through the rest of the head. Just allow yourself to be aware of the flow. Do not try to alter it or change it. Just be aware of it and allow it. We've seen many people experience sudden increases in heat in their body. Some people can get very cold from this energy because the healing process may be unique and distinct from form to form. The causes may be different in terms of the effect. But this will be a great experience for you to understand and to know that there's not one among you that does not have this capacity to restore, to regenerate, to heal. It is something that is resident within all things. Why is it you think your body, when it is cut, heals itself? It's because within the form is the potential for healing always there. And you, as the, let us say, the soul that is there inhabiting that body, may utilize those systems, you may use the term tweak, amplify those systems to function quicker or slower. Much the same way as you see certain animal species are able to lower the function of their biology and go into a state of what you call hibernation. So too, you have that capacity to establish that consciousness too. But that process will begin to restore, to regenerate. But allow yourself to feel, not analyze. For your mind will say, this is just warmth, or this is cold. Your mind will think. And when your mind thinks, it restructures the function of energy according to the thinking. So you must allow the experience of the energy to be the dominant mechanism of healing for yourself. Wonderful. Thank you for that question and that concern, Manoj. Really appreciate it. Olena Gamma is asking, may I please have a message from my higher self? They're laughing, and they're saying, have you not considered that we may be part of that also? That we are not so different from one another. The distinction being that you believe that you are needing reception of them, but you are equal to us. You are equal to us. Be excited about what you are about to do. What are you referring to? The course that you are currently embarking on in your life. Be prepared to rejoice. Yes. Be prepared to see. You're going to see some pretty cool things, Elena. I love it. Thank you so much. Oh, hi, Mary. Hi, Drusilla. Oh, thank you so much. Good morning, Anne-Marie. Wonderful to see you. Yes, please. Question from Katerina. What step should I take next in order to become a healer? You already are a healer. To actualize that requires that you surrender the idea that you are not a healer. You are a healer. If you prick your finger, it will bleed, but it will also heal. It is your nature to correct and self-heal on a biological level. Additionally, on the level of your consciousness. Our first step for you would be to entrain your mind to the understanding of how it feels to be that which you already are. To apply upon yourself what you seek to apply on others, to demonstrate it in your own expression of being, to make your body, your mind, and your emotions whole. Make the foundation of love the source upon which you stand. Any act from love heals. Any touch from love heals. Any word from love heals. Love is a vibrational frequency. It is a frequency that you may enact as an intention of your consciousness to begin your process assist those who need healing, to gain the understanding that when you place your hand upon another, you're not simply placing your hand upon another, you are transmitting an intention, a vibration, an energy, much the same way as we are through this system. The vibrational frequency of the sound waves carry another frequency within them that your ears will hear one thing, but there's a vibrational energy that can be experienced when you simply allow yourself to receive the vibration without your analysis. Is what is being said true or false? Is this right or wrong? If there's analysis there, then you're in your analytical consciousness. That does not mean that analysis does not have value. It does. But to allow yourself to experience prior to analysis will loan itself to a greater understanding of what you seek to know. For experience is the knowing of a thing, whereas analysis is the comprehension intellectually of it. And both are useful, but you must use them in the right order. Allow yourself to experience energy, and then you can consider analysis afterwards. Thank you so much. Great question. Got time for one more question. Message from Drusilla. Question. Any message for me today? They're saying dance. Get out and dance your ass off. Well, don't dance it off, but dance around and have fun with it. They're saying you need to get less serious. You need to make more fun. You need to be like, they're saying like shake off all of the accumulated stuff, the concerns and the fears, shake them off and dance them away. Literally like dance them away. Yes. Thank you, Drusilla. Great question. Dance, dance, dance. Wonderful. Well, guys, I want to thank you again for coming by today. If you really want to support this channel, share this video with others. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to it. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when we come live, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we have a transmission from our guides, our angels, ascended masters, other multidimensional beings. And on Saturday, we do a meditation to integrate the collective energies that have been acquired through those transmissions. So I hope you'll join us tomorrow for the meditation. And I want to wish you all a wonderful and a joyful day. We are in for some amazing things. I just heard that we just got an integrated energy on the planet, an integrated, in scientific terms, they call it a stealth CME that came to the planet and affected it immediately. And we can see that there's one of our telecommunications giants here in Canada, Rogers, is having a severe outage of their system today. And this isn't because there's something wrong with Rogers. This is an interaction of electrical nature between the sun and Gaia. We are going through an ascension, people. There is an ascension energy, and the sun and the earth are intimately connected in that process. And so we are receiving more and more energy from the sun to help raise us up. And this energy from the sun, it doesn't matter what science calls it, gamma radiation, cosmic radiation, X-rays, whatever you want to call it, there are other frequencies of energy there that help elevate or give us the potential to elevate our consciousness from fear to love. The more we maintain a vibrational state of fear on this planet, the more difficult it's going to get. So raise your frequency up, get aligned to love. It's going to make this ascension process really easy for yourself. And by doing that for yourself, you'll radiate that energy out, and it will make it easier for others too. When you're in love and you transmit that, it affects other people around you. So we've got two ways. We can either change our collective vibration from fear to love, or we can bear the consequences that the vibration of fear induces into time, space, and matter. The same way that love will induce changes into time, space, and matter. Two very different energies, all part of the same one consciousness, but they have different effects in time and space. We are literally at that point collectively where we need to integrate these higher energies. We need to restore our collective consciousness to love. And to that end, all of these transmissions serve that purpose. All the courses, all the programs, anything we do, our patron, it's all designed with that in mind, to elevate human collective unconsciousness to a frequency of love and away from fear. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of the changes that you're seeing in the environment around us are connected to our consciousness. And science can measure and say something is big and something is small, but they do not quite understand the effects of consciousness. They're just beginning to consider the possibility of mind over matter for the last 40 years. So please, raise your vibration, like literally align yourself to love. What they said earlier about literally placing your hand over the heart and just allowing yourself to feel its natural rhythm, the offering of its life to you every moment of that body. So get in alignment with that. It will help you. That alone will begin to raise your frequency. Anybody who's feeling anxious or depressed, if you just breathe slowly and feel the heartbeat, just stay with the heartbeat. Just stay in that. Breathe slowly and deeply. You'll start to raise your vibration. Anyway, you'll learn to do that. For those of you that are taking our one-on-one beginners course, you'll learn to do that in the courses as well, how to raise your vibration up really easily in a multitude of different ways. I want to say much love to everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful, joyful day. We'll see you on Saturday for the meditation. Bye for now.